Hey there! Welcome back to Easy Car Electrics. Today, we're going to demystify something that confuses a lot of car owners, such as Bank 1 and Bank 2 oxygen sensors. By the end of this video, you'll know precisely what these terms mean and how to locate them on your vehicle. Let's start with the basics. When mechanics talk about banks, they simply refer to your engine's sides. Think of it like this. Your engine has two sides. But here's where it gets interesting. Bank 1 isn't always on the same side. Now, not every engine has two banks. If you've got a 4-cylinder inline engine or an inline 6, you've only got one bank. But if you're driving something with a V6 or V8 engine, you've got two banks. That's where knowing the difference becomes really important. Let's talk about Bank 1 first. This is always the side that contains cylinder number 1. Usually, Bank 1 includes cylinders 1, 3, 5, and 7. Think of it as the odd numbers team. And just to make things crystal clear, the location of cylinder 1 varies depending on your car's make and model. That's why checking your owner's manual is so important. Bank 2, as you might have guessed, is the other side. It typically houses cylinders 2, 4, 6, and 8, the even numbers team. But remember, this only applies to V-shaped engines. If you've got an inline engine, everything's on Bank 1. Now, let's talk about the sensors themselves. Each bank has two oxygen sensors. Let's break them down. Sensor 1, or the upstream sensor, sits before the catalytic converter, closer to the engine. Its job is super important. It measures the oxygen in your exhaust gases and helps your engine's computer adjust the fuel mixture. Think of it as your engine's fuel efficiency expert. Sensor 2, or the downstream sensor, sits after the catalytic converter. This sensor is like a quality control inspector. It makes sure your catalytic converter is doing its job correctly. This sensor will be the first to know if something's wrong with your cat converter. Now, how do you figure out which bank is which on your car? There are 3 reliable methods. First, check your owner's manual. It's the easiest and most reliable way. Second, look for letter stamps on the cylinder block. Some manufacturers make it easy by marking the banks. And third, you can use an OBD2 scanner. Just disconnect one oxygen sensor, and the scanner will tell you which bank it belongs to. Understanding these sensors becomes really important when you're trying to diagnose problems. If your check engine light comes on with a code like P0131, that's referring to Bank 1 Sensor 1. The code will tell you exactly which sensor is having issues. Here's a pro tip. When replacing oxygen sensors, always mark which sensor goes where before removing them. They might look identical, but mixing up Bank 1 and Bank 2 sensors can cause all sorts of problems. Remember, while this might seem complicated at first, it's really just about understanding which side of your engine is which. Bank 1 is always the side with cylinder 1, and each bank has two sensors, one before and one after the catalytic converter. If you found this helpful, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more easy-to-understand car electrical guides. Drop a comment below if you have any questions about your specific vehicle, and I'll do my best to help you out. So stay tuned.